in and join us.
We're here on a great day today, y'all. We have our 5th soap today from House of Mammoth.
It's a beautiful morning with the Barbershop Duet.
Hi, I'm Marcus Klinger with Klinger Vocal Studio.
And I'm Sarah Vincent with Sarah Vincent Virtual Pilates.
But on Wednesdays and Saturdays...
We're the Barbershop Duet.
Hey, well, we're so glad to see you. Thank you for being here. And if you happen to be here during the live premieres on YouTube and you have never come into the chat to say hi, we'd love to meet you. And the With Pack from all over the world would love to meet you too. One of them just got a girlfriend. We have a lot we're talking about in the chat. So, y'all, what's our mention today?
So our mention today is actually from the Shave Dad group on Facebook. Those are some awesome people to hang out with too. And this razor came up in that Facebook group.
Y'all, it's a great place to hang out. They have flea markets, they have shave of the days, and every once in a while, a razor maker will offer an exclusive. And this is from Alpha. Y'all, this is the aluminum version of their Evolution Outlaw razor, and it is incredible. Now, we have the titanium version that we won on the Shave Migos show, and I was so excited to get this in aluminum, a little bit of a different weight, slightly lighter, and a fattier handle. I love that.
Super
and
fun.
Yeah, look at this.
A little
this
custom
is a little
plate.
custom plate that they made for the Shave Dad group, and it
Hopefully
says
you see it on camera.
Shave Dad on it. So, Steve, thank you so much for
so
offering this to
cool.
us and at the price that you did. And if you are not a member of that group, y'all, you don't want to miss out because they just announced an open comb plate that they're going to be offering to us for $15. Head over to that group and join it. Say hi to us when you're there, won't you?
I'm about to use this razor tonight. I have not yet used it, but Marcus has had a
Just
few
got it.
tries with it, so
Yeah,
we've been
I'm
having fun.
excited. So, y'all, our soap today is from one of my all-time favorite artisans just because of the complexity, because of the sophistication, because of the richness of their scents. I give you House of Mammoth. And yesterday, we went to my mom's memorial service up in Nevada County. It was the biggest crowd that we've been around since the quarantine lockdown. We have a couple of little health things that we have to worry about. We actually picked this soap because this is kind of the time that we are now re-emerging and coming back to our normal lives again. And wow, we thought if House of Mammoth could so beautifully explore the sense of the Shire or a hug from far away during lockdown, that this one would be the perfect scent to orchestrate our, well, re-emergence into our world. Why don't we meet it? All right, y'all, so we found a little extra copy at the sales page of therazorcompany.com. In the words of one user, if the bright, fresh opening is the inhale, the warm, woody, creamy, musky base is the exhale of a deeply satisfied breath.
I made Alive as a way to work through my own process of emerging from the lockdown and pandemic disruptions, to find ways to be reborn, to re-emerge, celebrating the growth that often happens through death and dormancy. Very fitting.
Y'all, if you think this is a little bit sophisticated for a sales page copy, you have not experienced the House of Mammoth scents, y'all. They are rich. They are deep. They are 3-act plays. And we have not done all that yet, only because I kind of wanted to have a little more experience under our belts before we started taking on these mammoths. Y'all, let's let this elephant out of the box.
Kind of fun remembering back to the Shire where we first started with House of Mammoth, and now we have a new green color to go with that one because I think this one has a green label on it too.
I love this one, and I love how different noses get so many different things from this. Like, my nose has to dig to find Gandalf's tobacco in Shire, but I noticed one of my little piano students in North Carolina was reading Lord of the Rings, so I sent her a little whiff pack of it, and she only got Gandalf's tobacco.
Oh, funny. I forgot that.
How funny. Oh, it's just a beautiful scent. Anyway, and we picked this up from the Razor Company.
We did.
All right, y'all, here
It's the
we
last
go.
one in the box.
Oh, look at that. Oh.
I don't know if that was kept
I don't mean to
reason.
alarm you,
Let's
but
see.
it looks like we got a big note in here. I hope you're enjoying these shaving soaps. Love Crystal and Sarah. Thank you very much for your support. Love Jason.
Oh, yay.
Thanks, y'all. We love getting notes and personal
It's
mail
been
with our
wrapped.
soaps. Look at the beautiful olive green color.
That's why I was remembering the Shire had a different green, so I wanted to
actually,
add.
one's black, one's right. I wonder if these are
Hence
sort
my
of bookends. I'm not
sweatshirt.
sure. Yeah, all right, y'all. I'm so excited for this. Let's have our first impression. All right, so full disclosure. I think I remember there being like apple or pear or something at the start of the beginning of this, but I don't remember anything else.
No, and I think I remember the peel being the color green, which is why I remember the green, but we have not looked since. So we're diving in blind here.
Y'all, the idea of re-emergence. Yeah. That's what I was looking for, because these so beautifully capture, like Indigo was originally called Mood Indigo, based on the Duke Ellington song. This so beautifully captures like that first breath of cold air when leaving a jazz club at night. Y'all, I am so excited to know where their noses are going to bring me on the idea of re-emerging to your world after a long lockdown.
Right? I just get that image of like coming out of a cocoon or something, like just alive was a very cool word that made me really start to think like just that sunshine or like things blossoming and blooming. Like a lot of things come with that, like image wise. So I don't know how you put that in a scent, but I'm very intrigued.
Fresh, clean, minty, maybe I'm thinking. Maybe
I have
like
no idea.
The adventure of a brand new day. Maybe it feels like
right in the
sunrise.
morning, kind of. We're about to find out, but I don't know. It's
Take it in. I will ask you some questions. I want you to go first.
Okay. It's
I
been
love
a while.
these tubs too. These are kind of
These are for
heavy
reasons.
and luxurious in your hand. All right, take it in.
Okay, we're going for it.
They need an extra twist.
They do,
the lids
actually,
on the House
if
of
you
Mammoth.
count the twists. Okay, there's the pour. Don't get too close. I think you're going to get a whiff.
I like to watch the eyes when she takes this in. All right, here we go.
Oh, it's funny. It was like a 3-act play. I got like sweet as soon as I opened this, and then there's definitely the color green, but not like grassy green or something like that.
Not like a vetiver.
No. But there's something real in there too. It starts off with a fruity side, and then it's a whole new thing. I don't think we have anything like this in our den, I gotta say.
Love it. What lane would it go in? Is it gourmandy? Is it woody? Is it floral?
That's a hard question.
Whoa.
I'm definitely at outside.
Yeah.
So I think I would go, I think there's some woodsy in here, but I do think there's like a greenish, fruity, florally things hanging out. It's funny, my like first word isn't specifically like pretty or bright, but it is alive. It's real.
Nice.
Like I'm somewhere new.
Right.
Like if I was like in a cave for a lot of years and I just came out and everything around me had blossomed.
Right.
I'm taking that within.
Right.
For the first time. It's just something, a new scent to us.
Well, it's kind of a description.
Right?
It's a reemergence, right?
And it's almost like when I am having a hard time.
I love this, right?
But it's almost like when the morning dew kind of is going away.
Right.
There's a different start, like the sun on the outside has a smell.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's something in the greenery-ish that's coming along with it, maybe?
Now, is it like the green of like the rose stem, like some of the green Irish tweeds?
I don't think so. I could be also getting like a rock. I could be getting a wood. I can't tell.
Well, between the rock and the hard place, why don't I take a smell of this and we'll see if I can help you out a little bit.
I'm gonna need some help. There is a crisp, maybe a green apple or something like that. So it's not like crazy sweet fruit, but it's definitely something fruit-ish.
Okay. Oh, woo!
Okay, let's see what Mark is gonna do.
I've kind of learned to like clear my mind.
Yeah,
at
don't
this
listen to
moment
anything
and
I
just
say.
like look behind my eyelids and see whatever pictures my brain shows me. So let's see.
So don't get me wrong. I do enjoy it. And I actually enjoy that I don't have words for it. I don't know if Marcus can paint a better picture, but it is definitely something that's going to keep me re-whiffing,
Is it sweet?
It's gentle.
Oh. Okay, here we go. Let's
Any
take
of
it
that
in.
helps. But it's fun. We don't have anything like this. I think, yeah.
Right, okay.
Get your nose in there. I'm done. Yeah, it's gonna need a longer one. I don't know.
Whoa. Flowers and herbs first?
Oh, herbs might be why I was stuck. Yeah?
Y'all? Okay, what my brain showed me, I'm a giant fan of the classic Disney cartoons. The hand-drawn ones. The Snow Whites, the Pinocchios, the Fantasia, the early stuff, right? There was just such artistry to it, including the fact that they told him that it couldn't be done. You know what I mean? Like, nobody's going to sit through a full-length cartoon, but they did, and we have learned since. This, y'all, there is just something about those fairy tale worlds that is so charming. Like when you see Snow White's little cottage, right? The Doris cottage in that little grove. When you see like the entire opening sequence of Peter Pan, where they're in the nursery and Tinkerbell's doing things that are slightly inappropriate for a children's movie. Y'all, there is just something about the charm and the whimsy and the fairy tale-ness of those opening sequences in those movies.
The first 5 minutes of whatever that is, yeah.
Somehow captures. Like, I don't think I've ever said that before, but the way that the Shire for me captures the real Shire, like where Bilbo lived, this for me captures like that Disney fairy tale essence.
The colorful vibes.
Right. And funny because it is equally for me like the outdoor glen of Snow White's cottage and the nursery where Wendy and Michael and John are and Peter Pan's going to come in. There's just something like the wood of the nursery and the room or the outside florals of the cottage. There's just something about this that invokes that fairy tale scene being set. And I'm not sure how it's doing it, but
I think that's what I was saying, because I'm like, it's a place I haven't been before. I'm discovering something new.
Right. Whoa. Because like if I'm indoors in like a fairy tale place, I can smell the wood of the room and I can smell the cool stuff that's in the room. But if I want to put this outside, it like transforms and it becomes like a beautiful forest meadow with flowers and some trees around the outside and some herbs and dry grasses and like, y'all, this is amazing. Even like Pinocchio's village, like I'm just so getting like all of the Fantasyland rides in Disneyland.
Beauty and the Beast, like when she's going down the
Right, yeah, and you can smell the little different artisans that are making the Marie, the baguettes, like those things. Somehow,
it's painting that vibe.
All been captured in this. And you know what? There is one. I think this is why it sort of leads me to that too. There's one note in this that is a little bit bracing and a little bit the bad guy of the story.
I could see that.
Y'all, and because at the beginning, and maybe that's why my brain did that, because when she is approaching the dwarf's cottage, there's a sense of danger there. There was a guy behind her that was just trying to cut her heart out. There's a witch coming, right? In Peter Pan, the dad, Hans Conried, is the same voice as Captain Hook. It was the same as the Broadway play too, drawing direct connections between that bad guy and their father. Like there are really amazing things that are kind of brought to light in those stories when you know what to look for.
Think of it going back to what this was made from. You're trying to go back out after everyone was like feared to stay in.
That's it.
That's the danger.
That's why I'm glad you're here. This has a little bit of sense of that room that you are leaving, right? That place
safety.
that you were locked in for so long, and you can still sense a little bit of that place. Not that it was a bad place, but just that you were locked in there. You were confined there. And that's that bracing edge of this, that like you feel free without the cold of winter. Summer has no sweetness. What do you sense as that little edge before we look at the set?
I think that's when you kept asking like what category to put it in.
Right.
That was the one that was making me stuck. I couldn't pick because yes, it might be like a deeper herb or a pepper or like something that you were saying, but it is, I don't want to say it's the dark scent in there because I don't think it is necessarily dark. It's just the one that is almost has to be there so the rest of them seem brighter.
Right. And you know, the opening of Alice in Wonderland where she's lying under the tree in the clover.
Yeah.
That is all here. I swear this is like the opening sequence of 12 classic Disney movies. Not the new ones. This isn't Treasure Planet.
But we'll have to take a whiff of this and sit and watch the beginnings and maybe we can figure out which one. I don't know.
Yo!
But there's something in here, and I don't think it's boozy, but it's just different. It's like it almost like the caricatures of the other ones. It's there to just put that angle
I'm
in.
sure at least one of those dwarves had a flask. But let's check the set notes. All right, y'all. So from the sales page at houseofmammoth.com.
Alive opens with top notes of bergamot, green apple for sure. I'm with you. And then look it. And basil!
Y'all, these first three things are all that color.
Yeah.
Can I just say that? And I love how those are grabbing onto each other. The freaky lime with the bergamot, the calmness of the green apple, the herbiness of the basil. Y'all,
makes it real.
That's what brings you in the door. Oh, and hold on. Let's think about my little fairy tale world. An apple, Snow White.
Oh!
You with me here? Marcus was right. Marcus was right. Never mind. So maybe someday.
Before transitioning into soapy white, floral with powdery labdanum.
I'm so glad it said that. You know why? Because sometimes I think if I say that a soap smells soapy, it's kind of being mean to it.
Right.
Although soap is one of the most beautiful scents in the world, especially the more pure it gets. Because
clean,
I grew up with like a super pure tallow soap with like 0 other ingredients in it that my mom would buy, right? But there was something about just the natural, 100% natural soap itself that was just beautiful to take in, and that is in there. It
says soapy, white floral, see?
And then
with powdery labdanum and fresh plant stem. Did you not ask me if it was the stem of the plant?
Marcus was right! There we go. I have to get that close to even get the placard to agree with
You
me.
even smelled it.
I
You
even
said
said
it.
that. I didn't even know that was okay. That is the best of my psychic ability since the beginning of this show. I think I called that.
Just
And
took
then,
a few episodes.
Going
It's fine.
on.
Then finishes in oak moss, which I do agree that might be the darkery
Yes.
kind of twist on there.
Love it.
Wood. It doesn't say which one.
Nope.
Just straight up wood and laundry musk.
Is there anything more comforting than knowing that all your laundry's done, folks, and that smell that it permeates your bedroom when the
Right.
bed is full of clean clothes?
I didn't even know that could be a thing, but I get it now.
Well, before you reemerge, you got to do your laundry. There's
Right?
so much about this that makes sense, y'all. And especially when it's said labdanum powdery. Anytime you see the word powdery in a scent description, fabulous things are going to happen because we've seen rose done powdery. We've seen vanilla done powdery. Every time they turn something into a powder, somehow it makes it even more charming.
And then from what I remember, when we build a lather, a whole new layer of all of these are going to come
I've
into
been so
place.
excited about this scent. I haven't even thought about building a lather. All right, y'all. These are our bougie sticks. These are actually wooden waxing sticks that we get from Amazon.com. Oh, there's a
Hello,
bite
dude.
back. Okay, you know what? I have a new theory, y'all. I think I'm discovering that the harder the soap out of the puck, the less you actually need in the bowl. So I don't know. Put it in the comments that is just a total working theory, but I don't think you need as much when the soap is a little bit harder like this. All right, let's see.
We're busting out my first vanillin bowl I got.
Back
my
to the beginning of our
honeycomb,
journey.
and then my first brush that I ever got as well, the Star Wisp.
And y'all, this is our Bougie 2.0. This was a gift from Sean and Julie. We love this thing. It starts spraying
Immediately.
right away before it even
Immediately.
establishes pressure, and it's getting water on the dog.
Yeah, she has enough hair, she
All
won't
right,
feel
here
it.
we
It's
go.
fine. Well, all right, let's see.
Ooh, y'all, I love that this lather stays like super saturated with water. I'm not sure how better to say that.
It's just waking up, though, I gotta say.
Man. All right, y'all, this is something you will only find here in the Barbershop Duet. This is the inside-outside whiff. Is this Snow White outside or is this Peter Pan inside? On 3, 1, 2. Oh, this is the outside.
Yeah, that's
one.
outside.
Y'all, this is beautifully outside. This brings all of those rocky flavors to the surface.
Do you get that too?
I
That
do,
musky,
totally
rosky
do. There's
something.
like brick
Yeah.
and stone in this. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Along with a little sense of earth.
At first, I almost thought I was inside the little cottage, smelling like with the window open when she opens it for Snow White. You still outside?
Right.
You're
And
inside, but you're
I
outside.
love the bracing edge of this, and I think it's the wood. Something
It
that
must
is
be.
just, it reminds you of the place where you were, that you're reemerging
Yeah.
from. And I think it's just a little bit, maybe out of place traditionally, but when put in this balance, it makes it magic. I don't know if it's a redwood. I think it might be part of the stem.
I was going to say that. I think the
plant.
plant stem and the wood together.
Right.
Add in the oak moss, and
Right.
it's like a whole different type of greenery happening.
Right. Y'all.
I know House of Mammoth is known of recreating things in new ways, but this is like a whole new destination than I was expecting.
Y'all, every year they would load us up on the bus and take us to Davies Symphony Hall to hear some classical music. And, a lot of times it's beautiful, but you just kind of let your mind wander. It's classical music. They play it while you're on the phone on hold and stuff. But sometimes, every once in a while, you had a composer where when you were watching the orchestra, you could see what the brass was adding. You could see what the woodwinds were adding. You could see what the strings were all doing. And you could hear how they were layered, but then you could hear how they were all coming together. And the cool thing is, when you could listen to the layers, it was fine. It was lovely. But hearing what they did together, being so much more the sum of its parts, and looking around at some of the older folks that were around us, because when you're 8 years old, you're not sure how to appreciate what you're seeing. But I remember seeing this lady of a certain age, a few rows down, and she just had her eyes closed, and she had this smile on her face. She was in heaven. And y'all, with certain soaps, I mean, let's face it, House of Mammoth just won a giant award in the perfuming world.
Yeah.
Y'all, for some of these artisans, I just close my eyes and smile with what they're able to do with notes that I know, but hearing them layered like this and hearing them all put forward in exactly the right balance not only makes me smile, but makes me grateful that I just get to take this in and experience it.
It does, and it almost just helps like refine your lens. Like they're
Right.
they steer you in the direction that you need. And by even you're just smelling it here, like it really does take you to new places. It's all stuff you know, but putting them in different orders and different rearranging
Right.
things. Like, I don't know how the mad scientist part of that works.
Right.
But smelling this, we are at a new lovely place that would just make you feel alive. So I get the name. Like, it does, it's real. It's there. It's just, it makes you happy to be alive. Like, that gratitude kicks in,
And
you
maybe
know?
let's take a little deeper into the 100-acre wood and see if there are any other mysteries or wonders to discover. So, y'all, while we don't do shaving here on the Barbershop Duet, we did realize that when we watch our shaving videos, we love to see how the lather works on the face.
Yeah.
So it's something we're going to start doing here on the Barbershop Duet. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go.
Slap it on there.
Whoa. Y'all!
I know.
Y'all.
That brush just soaked it all in. Like, it's there.
Somebody said on
feels
Facebook the
good.
other day, the most pleasurable part of shaving is face lathering.
See, ladies, we were missing out. We've been doing our legs all along. We could have been doing the whole
Every
outfit.
lady I know is a wet shaver.
There's like a coolness and a real, like, having it close to your nose that I do feel like sometimes we miss out on. I think that's why I like the more potent scent sometimes, because it's all the way down on my leg. So to get that whiff when I'm shaving and just enjoy it, building the lather, like, it's all part of the process.
And y'all, when you see a drawing of Snow White's cottage, you know that's not a real one. You know they didn't traipse into the woods and take a photograph of a wooden structure. And when you smell this has that charm. This has those colors. This has that perspective. This has that artist touch where you know you're not looking at something that was faithfully recreated from a pile of cedar
no.
and dirt. This gorgeous representation of something that couldn't exist here. That's something that only could exist in the pages of a storybook or on the celluloid of a Walt Disney classic. But somehow, they've not given it a musical soundtrack. They've given it a scent soundtrack for me. So when we sit and watch our movies, and we actually might start doing a series of shorts on YouTube where we bring up little soaps that you might want to smell while you're watching certain movies. Y'all, this might be our first one, because how
might.
perfect to put on a Disney marathon and smell this.
I think take another whiff too. And the reason that image is really kicking in for you, like all of the Disney stuff that we've watched, like behind the scenes and going back, they show the film and they put one color down and then they do that next color. And that is that layering of the image that creates those cartoons is the layering of like how the scents are working here.
Very
like
true.
It's just bringing that to life this way vertically instead of just like a scent place.
She's right, folks. The Technicolor camera was a black and white camera that took 3 different exposures for the 3 different primary colors it was going to use. It's black and white. But when it comes together, it makes extraordinary color. Yeah, this is Technicolor. Alive, this is Technicolor put into a soap, and I could not be more thrilled with it.
I'm so impressed because I know, like going back to my first whiff, like there was a reason I couldn't figure it out, but I like that because that just means that it's a complex scent. There's layers that are there to be discovered.
Yes.
To keep bringing you in, to make you feel alive.
And y'all, the very first thing that does meet you, well, much like life itself is an apple.
Tempting.
But here's the thing, y'all. It is so beautiful. The moment your nose begins to recognize it as apple, and believe me, it does.
It does.
It drops from the tree and takes you down into a whole nother realm. So I love that the apple is there for your nose, but as soon as you start to discover it, it becomes an elevator and it takes you into something
Alice
else.
in
And
Wonderland.
it doesn't end apple. Like Alice in Wonderland.
There you
go. So we have to get going because we have some Disney movies we got to put on
we
now.
have a very busy day ahead of us. We have to smell this and watch all the things. So,
And you know what? Even the laundry musk is super here for me.
Yeah.
That is
I
extraordinary.
don't think we've ever had it used as well here. Like, otherwise it would disappear. But there's something that leaves at the end. It's the stem with the laundry musk for me. I don't know how it's happening, but it's definitely there.
So it's pretty simple, y'all. Just be Walt Disney. In 1955, you're going to be putting together the Snow White ride. Well, you're going to get a couple of complaints. One of them is, where in the heck is Snow White? And you're going to be, no, wait a minute. You're supposed to be Snow White. Well, never mind. And the other is, every kid that comes out the exit is screaming and crying because there's scary forest and there's a witch and there's an apple, and you're going to have to change the name of the whole ride because you just got your own. So head over to their website at houseofmammoth.com where you'll find this and a wide range of other products. Well, I've had my shave, y'all, with Alive. And I think over the weeks since we shot the rest of this episode, the part of it that I love the best are the scarier edges of the fairy tales that I was talking about. The parts of the witches, the parts of the Captain Hooks, the parts that make the good parts even more interesting and make our heroes even more admirable. Y'all, all of that is happening in this soap. I think the hero of it is the apple, for those of you who love such things. But they have taken something between a Honeycrisp and a Granny Smith and just completely brought it to the surface in a new way. And y'all, this lather will just make your face think it has done something special to deserve it. It is a special occasion lather, and it's a pleasure to have on my face. Thank you, House of Mammoth. Welcome to Messages!
So we are giant fans of Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements and their summer scents that are going on right now. So we wanted to give you a chance to get one of your own, and we're going to have a $20 giveaway just for you!
Yeah, to be eligible to be our lucky winner, just send an email here to wesetyou@thebarbershopduet.com. It's the only way we do our giveaways. And be a subscriber here on YouTube, and then check back on August 3rd to see if you are our lucky winner.
Best of luck!
Y'all, our House of Mammoth soaps, so far, are so freaking good and such freaking our favorites that the best compliment that I can give this one so far is that it fits right into our collection in its own lane. There is nothing else like this, and there is nothing else like this with the apple and what it's done with that in the middle. This is one of my new favorites.
I'm actually really glad that we didn't open this until summer.
Right.
Like, there's something that actually really fits that spring, summerish kind of like rebirthing kind of vibe,
yeah,
you know?
And it takes the apple and it gives it like a coolness, like the juice of the apple would do on a hot summer afternoon, right?
I'm with you.
And there is a cooling, there's no menthol on this, but there is a coolingness to this. There's a cooling vibe of this. It's a shade. It's not direct sunlight.
I'm with you. Like, the sun is coming, but it's not quite there yet.
Right.
I don't know how we're going to pick which Disney thing to walk first, but we got a busy day ahead
I
of
kind of
us.
wish Fantasyland actually did smell like this. I think like some fine hotel lobbies have their own EDPs. I think Disneyland needs to
need
get
to
on
get
this.
on this, yeah.
Main Street smells like vanilla and cinnamon, but y'all, Fantasyland needs to smell like House of Mammoth.
Don't forget your next appointment with the Barbershop Duet.
You'll smell way better just watching this.